Muslims in Australia have a very long history that is thought to predate European settlement. In recent times, the Muslim population has been increasing, with the 2006 census revealing more than 340,000 Muslims in Australia, the majority of which had arrived from overseas. Many of these people have migrated to Australia under refugee programs due to the instability or lack of safety in their home country. Muslims believe in the Islamic faith and make up 20% of the world's population. The Islamic faith believes in one true God, his angels, and a range of prophets, and follows the word of the Quran, which they believe to be the last revealed word of God. A burqa is an item of clothing that completely covers the head, face, and shoulders, with a slit for the eyes or sometimes some netting. Although it is not a requirement of Islam, it is often the expression of local customs. This is different to the hijab, which is a veil that covers the hair and shoulders, leaving the face open. In Islam, both men and women are expected to dress in a way that is modest and dignified. In May 2010, South Australian Liberal Senator Corey Bernardi called for the burqa to be banned in Australia, calling it un-Australian, isolating, a symbol of female repression, and stating that it has no place in Australian society. There seems to be a fear of Muslims in Australia for a number of different reasons, including recent terrorist attacks by relatively small extremist Muslim groups, criminals wearing a burqa to commit crimes anonymously, the fact that people believe that it violates female equality, the fear that they are going to take over and to change the Aussie way of life. Although no laws have yet been passed concerning the burqa in Australia, the question remains: is there a place for Islamic culture in Australia's national identity? And is it possible for everyone to share the same space peacefully?
Good morning everyone, and thank you all for participating in today's professional development. First of all, I would like to focus on SOS. In particular, our unit on culture and identity for our senior primary students. I think we need to address the topic of religious differences and multiculturalism better. We need to help our students understand that difference is not deficit and that diversity is something to be embraced. To do this, I thought we could use the recent debate about banning the burqa and the incredible fear that people seem to have about the rising Muslim population just to feed our thoughts. Whilst I don't expect nor recommend that you address these issues directly with our primary students, these are just some ideas that I had that we may incorporate into our curriculum. First of all, we could use posters or charts in the classroom portraying different ways of dressing, including men and women of different ages and cultures. This is something that can start off very basic, quite simple, and be added to throughout the term by students with images that they find in newspapers, magazines, the internet, and or even pictures that they might draw. This will help to start the students considering differences that they may or may not see every day within our society. The next proposal I would like to make is quite a bit more in depth, but just stick with me. I would like the students to participate in a collaborative group research task. In groups of 4 or 5, they can research a brief history on a range of religions, allocated one religion per group. These should be drawn from religions found in Australia, including Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism, and could also incorporate Aboriginal dreaming. As this research could be quite lengthy and exhaustive, we would need to set fairly firm parameters for the students to limit their research. This could include, but of course is not restricted to, 2 to 3 points on traditions, dress codes, if they have any, positives and negatives in the student's point of view, and the religion's beliefs, and a brief history, but use your own discretion. The students would then present their findings to the class for discussion. By the way, this is a great form of summative assessment for SOS. Teacher-led whole class discussion needs to be done after the presentations to draw out further ideas and encourage the students to really think about what they have learnt. Some points to consider during the discussions could be what did they learn that they found interesting? What did they learn that they didn't know before? What are some things that the students liked about the other group's presentations? What are some differences between the religions that they've heard about? What is the same? The discussion should then lead to multiculturalism, as Australia is, of course, a multicultural society. Ask students to consider what they think the implications are of everyone sharing the same space. What are the positives? Are there any negatives that the students can think of? Of course, any racist or derogatory comments need to be dealt with swiftly if they occur. We must remind the students that just because someone is different, it does not mean that they are bad. They are just different. Another point to consider, should everyone be made to dress the same way? If we made everybody dress the same way, what could some of the problems be? For example, if everyone had to wear the same cap, baseball cap. What about farmers and people that are in the sun all the time? They would get burnt. But if everyone then had to wear an akubra or a broad-brimmed hat, it could be a problem for people playing sports or other issues. Are there any other examples that the students can think of that may be a problem? There are many other topics that could be discussed here. Allow yourself to be led, partially by your students, and see what interests them about difference, remembering that diversity is something that needs to be embraced. So, in summary, I would like to see our students understand and embrace difference and diversity and see people as people rather than just seeing the ways that they are different from themselves.